care about looks, right? Like, what are you trying to, like, what's this about, you know? But I believe in the word, I believe in the idea, I believe in what it is. It's one of the most powerful things. It's the most powerful thing I've ever encountered. I've seen it build things and break things, you know? And I wanted to put it up there. I wanted people to see it. And I wanted people to see it when they're walking their kids with their strollers, you know? Look at their kid and say, I love you. I wanted somebody to, like, pick up some flowers on the way home thinking about this. So this is a real important, like, project to me, and that's why I push it forward. Again, nobody's waiting for me to paint this. You know, this was like a really great invitation to get to come here and talk to y'all. But for the most part, you know, the next project and the next project after that, it's up to me to push forward. It's up to me to get on the grind. It's up to me to, like, say, yes, this is important when people say it's not. And you get that all the time as an artist out there. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to work on this a little bit, okay? And I'm going to put the mic. Do we have another mic out there? Do we have a couple? Can we have a couple more questions while I work? I'll just kind of work and answer and talk for a few more minutes. Is that all right with you guys? You guys got to be asking some questions though, and I'll answer. All right?
Just raise your hand. We'll bring you the mic.
I was honestly thinking, I was leaving the church, you know, I was thinking about what's important to me. What do I connect to about this? What do I want to bring away from this? And love is something I kept coming back to. The concept seemed strong. It seemed like something I can get behind. And it seemed like something that connected people, you know, like one of the problems this is just my personal story, right? But one of the problems that I had with the church at the time was that it was dividing people. It was alienating people. And I thought love connected people, you know? That's what I'm trying to do with the project. But that's why I thought it was powerful, and that's why I wanted to put it up.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Hi. How long did it take you to complete each mural?
Where's my person? Okay. Hey.
How long did it take you to complete each one?
These murals go fast. The one that had that yellow background in it that was really big, that one aside, most of these take me 2 days to do. Yeah. So this is what I do. I'll talk about that for a minute. That's a great question. So it doesn't take most muralists 2 days to do a mural. I'm just fast. And the image is easy. And that house painting really paid off, you know, trying to, like, learn how to roll out paint quickly, use the right sprayers and stuff like that. That type of training isn't something you learn in art school, you know, but it was kind of like this effort on my part to, like, learn this little trade that was going to influence my art craft. What I do the first day when I go out to these murals, these walls, is repair the wall, if there's any that needs to be done. And then I start to prep it, get it ready for the paint. Then I take a chalk line and I make a big grid over the wall. And I make the same type of grid that's on this paper over one of my drawings. Then I draw the image in block by block. What that helps me do is keep each mural the same. I'm not really projecting these out there, even though I use the projector in a lot of my work. But the image is so simple, I'm able to kind of break it up piece by piece and draw what's in the block, each block, one at a time. After I draw that, I fill it in with primer. And I use this exterior grade like primer that's for concrete, and it'll keep my work up there for a good 20 years. And then I come back the next day after that's dry, and I fill in the black over the primer. And that's it. It's 2 days. And some of them are only like 4-hour days. So it's a really quick mural. And at this point, after doing 20 of them, it goes fast. Another question?
Who are some of your artist inspirations? Are you following anyone right now, contemporary or past, that influenced your work and technique or other styles?
Yes. Oh, yes. Before I answer that, please don't be hurt if I cover over your name. All right, it's all part of it. It's there still. I'm keeping it light so you can still see some of it. All right. It'll be a cool painting at the end. So, influences. Actually, I do have a few visual artists that are influences of mine, but music for me is the #1 muse. I have music on like 16, 18 hours a day. It's insane. I'm just like, I came up through a musical family. I'm a musician myself, and that's the type of stuff that inspires me. It's about the energy and the feeling that I get from the music, and trying to use that to push forward what's inside of me. You know, connect to the music and use that to help push forward the art. When I'm in the studio, it's all about expression. It's like I'm sitting, you know, at a therapist's office and just talking, trying to get all that stuff out, process it, understand it. Half the stuff that I'm doing in my studio, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of in there painting, putting colors up, drawing people. You know, like it's just kind of all coming together. And sometimes it takes a couple years down the road to look back at my portfolio and say, oh man, I was painting these broken people with trees coming out of them because my grandmother just passed away. And I was thinking about that balance of life and death, of generation after brokenness, you know. Those things like take some time, like especially the bigger concepts and the longer life things, take me a while to like see the connection with the art. But 10 years now of doing it professionally, it's, you know, I can start to see those patterns and see how art, it really is an expression for me. Some of the, so to name some specific examples, there were a group of guys and a few women in the 60s that were in New York, and they did this thing called abstract expressionism. I really like that stuff. It's real abstract, it's just like a couple colors on the canvas, real expressive. I like that stuff a lot. I like Andy Warhol a lot. He was a little after that. You guys know who Andy Warhol is? Yeah. Andy Warhol did a lot of really cool things, but one of his favorite things wasn't even a painting. One of my favorite things of his wasn't even a painting. It was this thing called the warehouse. Does anyone know what the warehouse is?
Yeah.
Yeah, his warehouse was this place that he like lived and worked out of, and it was a place for all different people to come and just hang out and feel like they could be themselves. And he had like all the outcasts there. He had all the people there that were just unaccepted by society, and they were able to come and be free and be themselves in his spot. And that's a real work of art, you know, to be able to be a host like that, to be able to like create this culture that people feel comfortable in. I haven't been to your museum. I'm hoping to go tomorrow. But the museum that we have in Baltimore, the Baltimore Museum of Art, has a few really big pieces of his. Yeah, and you know what? It was hands, actually. And it sucked. And it's still there. Still, like, my first mural. That's what I was saying before, like, man, you have to be a little bit outgoing to do this. You have to be a little bit okay with taking criticism. And okay with understanding that it's all part of the process and all part of the learning process. Because I was just telling somebody the other day, they were like, do you have any work that you're embarrassed of? I'm like, yeah, I did one of the largest murals in the world, a quarter mile long, and I'm not feeling it anymore. but that's up, you know, and thousands of people see it every day. So, alongside Banksy on one of his projects. No, or maybe I haven't not known it. I don't know. No, there's a lot of guys out there doing what I'm doing right now, all around the world. And as a matter of fact, the U.S. is late to the party. I mean, people have only been doing street art really out there for like 5 years, maybe a little longer than that. The rest of the world's been doing it for a minute. And there's a lot of great artists out there. So go home and Google that, like street art, and just see what you come up with. There's some really fun stuff out there. Some stuff that just looks cool. Some stuff that has like a lot of depth to it in the meaning. Some stuff that's abstract. it's all over the place. People are starting to use the walls and the environment around them as a canvas, and it's pretty cool. Thanks for your time, and I'll be sticking around here for a little bit if you guys have any more questions, and have a great day.
Thank you so much. Please, let's give a wonderful round of applause for Mr. Michael Owen. A lot of inspiration there. Thank you all for coming and being part of our MaryGrove community, and perhaps you will be more of our community if you attend some of our enrichment classes in the arts.